good. He's fine.
But you still got the Crixie.
But the Crixie's just good Praetor.
Yeah.
Or better Praetor. Praetor's good.
Okay, Polo on the Joker. Okay. All right, Vietnam.
Frustrated.
All right, Praetor gonna get locked in here for Blake. Polo gonna have the Joker. So Vietnam changing up the strategy, it seems, even though the Crixie was very much available here.
Especially after that last game where Blake was so good on Crixie.
And now China, back toward the blue side. The Fennec is available.
I'm just trying to still puzzle out. I guess you have more consistent big damage theoretically on the Praetor if you can amp up those Plague Spectres towards the late game. But honestly, his toolkit's incredibly similar to Crixie. We've just seen Crixie perform so well. I don't understand why they're taking the risk when their backs are up against the wall to go for a character that they're not 100% they can perform well on, especially when last game was so good.
Well, we'll have to look and see if China are going to abuse it. Still, though, 10 seconds here for 98K to lock in China's final pick. Currently hovering this Wonder Woman.
I like it.
They've been going for these team fights. It'd be great to have the additional shielding.
Yeah, and also the big stun from bracelets. You can do so much with that stun in the middle of a fight just to stall out pressure. They have the Jargonar. Any stuns, any CC they find can go uncountered.
So Vietnam really changing up the draft here in Game 4, TJ.
Lots of dive.
Yeah.
Scud, Nacroth, and then.
But
so
do you
Scud, Nacroth, Irie Joker, and then Praetor.
My big thing here, TJ, is do you want to be diving onto a Zenial and a Wonder Woman during a fight?
No, you want to get to the Fennec and the Tulin if possible, but Tulin just runs so well.
And on top of that, Yi Chen, he's been known to have great positioning during these fights. So on top of that, Vietnam, they're going to have some trouble trying to isolate these carries. We'll have to see, though, if they can find it, because they were able to expose China a little bit here. They applied pressure to 98K. Were able to force him off into the sideline, really abuse him. Vietnam found that opening.
I want to see it again. I want to see Vietnam do what they just did. Shut down the dive, shut down the split lanes. I don't know, though, because China looks so good right now.
See there, Vietnam calm here, it seems, coming into Game 4. Draft now completed, and need to keep their tournament hopes alive. They needed to pull off a reverse sweep. Game 1 is in the books. Need 2 more to go if they want to take it against China. And what a team to do it against.
Last game, we said Vietnam was up against the wall. And honestly, I had no expectation of them evolving like they did.
Especially, too, because we were not expecting Vietnam. They were oftentimes stuck in old tendencies that often would force them to fall behind. Either way, Vietnam up toward the top side of the map. It is Game 4 between China and Vietnam.
Still an elimination game for Vietnam. One more, and it's Game 5, tie set.
Well, Polo, gotta be a little bit careful here. Blake looking to just clear out the wave. See China want to try and push on in here instead. Yi Chen gonna go on over to the Sage Golem.
Yeah, and I like TF still pushing forward. Unfortunately, he's had to play within his own jungle, and we saw this dangerously from Vietnam. That was game number 1. They actually really didn't see a situation where they pressed forward in the early game, and that was the game they got perfect gamed.
Well, Yamate looking to push here back underneath the minions toward the tower. Blake already taking a little bit of damage here from Nanwan. Gonna have to see how much this Praetor can pay off, because we were very puzzled during the draft, and the performance is going to be key here, because I feel like if that Praetor does not show up, does not perform well at all, that's going to be kind of, you know, the main marker coming out of this game on whether or not Vietnam were looking to play this all the way.
The entirety of the Chinese team grouped here in the mid lane, staying safe for now, but the same is happening up top for Vietnam. They want to press forward.
Blake looking to back off here. Nanwan going to clear what he can. Bronze 5 and TF hovering up toward top lane with Polo. Now going to rotate down toward the mid lane.
Vietnam will stay grouped. China needs to recover and they need to be careful. Nah,
Nan
you're in a lot of trouble.
He's over. He has that blink over the wall. TF is going to follow him. 9AK now going to join in with the Wonder Woman. Wants to try and find the play. Does not have the bracelets just yet. Bronze 5 able to escape.
Look at the awareness from Bronze 5. In the middle of that fight, while he's running away and insanely threatened by the Wonder Woman, he actually drops the spin. That's that shuriken for a stun to slow down the play.
China looking for this Abyssal Dragon, will take it down. TF tried to get over the wall. Thunderbird gonna connect on over, force him back, but China play aggressive here. They don't find a kill, but go for the hasty play onto the Abyssal Dragon.
It was so close to a dangerous situation for both teams. I think that could have been fatal for either one. As is, though, it's a slight gold lead
Bronze 5.
China.
Gotta be careful there.
He's good.
Ends up using the ultimate.
Don't worry.
Mungji coming on over. Why is he trying to? He's so... What? Are you serious? How is he escaping? Polo tries to run interference. Bronze 5. He's going for secret agent mode. He's able to escape.
That is insane. Bronze 5, that is some of the coolest movement I've ever seen, and it pays off. Mungi also getting tagged quite low in that exchange.
Oh, and that's got to be irritating. TF, though, he's going to fall here as Yi Chen's able to pick up first blood for China in Game 4.
Good return from China. Yes, that gets dangerous up top, but they're instantly able to find a response in that bot lane. It may be the tower as well.
Tower's gonna fall here. Yamate trying to defend it, but China are going to take him down, but up toward the top side. Mungji actually got taken down by Bronze 5, and Nanwan goes for the dive onto the Preta. All right, Vietnam, able to answer back and also pick up this top lane tower.
The problem is they're still under pressure in mid lane and struggling to hold. This mid lane tower will likely fall.
And that's the speed with this Fennec pick. If you leave open a tower, Yi Chen will just take it down without a second thought.
If this tower is left unguarded for 15 minutes, it's legally allowed to leave.
TF, he gets obliterated. Nanwan is able to find the kill. Vietnam wanting to try for a play. You're going to have Mungji come back over.
Two big ults blown.
Yeah, ultimates were both used, but it doesn't look like Vietnam even want to try and contest.
It's big. We saw this a lot last game. China being very aggressive with their ult use. At multiple times, Polo used his major ultimate, or sorry, Nanwan used his major ultimate. Never mind.
Gotta be careful here. Bronze 5, he's playing aggressive. He's playing like he wants to stay in this tournament. Polo is able to intercept the Thunderbird there. Mungji is able to escape. China, though, pick up the second Abyssal Dragon, and these kills and objectives are starting to add up.
Okay, so China multiple times have used major ultimates, and it backfired as they used them too early in fights.
Yeah, but Yamate, he's going to fall underneath the tower. That's going to be the second-tier bot lane tower already taken by China at 5 minutes.
This time, though, the ult usage has been perfect, and we saw it there again. Constantly having what they need. It's only Bronze 5 who's still finding pressure. The rest of Vietnam staying grouped and staying passive.
Well, for China, they say, okay, Bronze 5, you do you. We're just going to try and take everything else on the map while you're applying pressure up toward this top side. And even then, Mungji actually coming around the corner still wants to try and contest here. And 9AK also going to be there. Lasso is available if they want to try and pull the trigger. Nanwan also making the rotate up. 5 members of China toward the top lane.
China will be able to pick up that Seagull, and that'll give them extra vision into the jungle where they're trying to find pressure. Vietnam, if they want to respond, they've got to be doing what Bronze 5 is doing. What's happening down in their bot lane, and I really like it from both him and Yamate. Find pressure, find objectives, and you can see the second that tower is visibly under threat, China need to fall back and respond to it.
You see Yi Chen trying to chase down Bronze 5 in the jungle, actually using that ultimate. He's got nowhere to run, though, TJ. Bronze 5 gets taken down.
He steps into the Chain Hammer Cyclone, and it instantly backfires.
So they're able to pick off Bronze 5 and also give Yi Chen a kill toward the bot lane. TF, he's trying to contest here. Mungji leading the charge, but now runs into 3 members. Killing Joke comes on through. Yi Chen, though, picked up a kill over toward the side of the Dragon Pit. China having the advantage, 2 for 1, and they want some more. Chain Hammer comes on out. Double kill for Yi Chen.
That was so close to actually Yamate successfully... Sorry. So close to Mungi successfully managing to get away. He was on the Zenial, and he got hard focused, and he was able repeatedly to disengage, rely on his teammates. It was only a final effort coming through from both Yamate and Blake, one that took him out.
And that's going to be 3 Abyssal Dragon taken, and also a 6,000 gold lead for China. Game 4, Vietnam. They need to win to extend the series to a deciding game 5, but at the moment, they're starting to fall behind. Bronze 5, even resorting to just continually pushing the lane. 9AK is looking to come on over here to try and interrupt him. And look, you got 3 members of China now just isolating him toward this top lane. Vietnam, they can't even push past the river. Bronze 5, Vietnam aren't even going to get anything for this.
No, Vietnam and Blake are still hovering, though. They want something.
China on the Dark Slayer.
They have vision. TF knows this is happening.
But Yi Chen is 3 levels ahead. Yi Chen missed the punish, but the Dark Slayer still goes in his favor. TF tried to get over the wall, but it was just a second too late.
He almost had the timing down, but I also love the fact the second he peeks out, there are just 5 people on him.
Yeah, they said... Not even going to get close to this Dark Slayer. Bot lane, though, you do see Yamate on that Scud able to pick up the tower, but they're losing so much more in the top lane. Second tier will fall.
Here's pressure in bot. Yamate still staying on. Theoretically, this will force China to turn around at some point, but that theory's not paying off.
Yeah, because Mungi actually cut the wave back, so there's no minions for Yamate, and China can just look for plays in mid. Polo almost gets taken out completely by Nanwan. 6 towers now fallen for China. It's almost like a wake-up call was answered, and now they said, hey, all right, Vietnam, you were able to ruin our perfect record. We're a little bit pissed.
Yamate had good play then. Time though, repeatedly cutting wave. Polo's here to just get him out. Him and Blake, the extraction team.
And you saw Yamate forced to use his flicker to avoid the lasso from the Wonder Woman. Bronze 5 still up toward this top lane. Yi Chen is just cycling through this jungle, already level 15. You can just see his gold there and his kills, TJ. He's got 7 on the Fennec.
Beautifully done. That Fennec just so powerful, not just at finding towers like we've been hyping up, but also at finding kills, particularly with excellent usage of the ultimate Chainhammer Cyclone that Yi Chen has been delivering on so far.
Bronze 5, he's trying to avoid... give it to Bronze 5. He's been able to get himself out of situations he should not be able to escape.
Dodged a lasso. It was a fatal lasso onto him, and he dodged it with the dash. Shadow. He dashed through the lasso.
He's trying his best here, TJ, but unfortunately, it might not be enough. China still now pressuring, looking toward a high ground tower, and Bronze 5,
slow.
He's still able to escape, gonna pull off the recall, but China now have the map to themselves if they want to go for a play.
That slow lasts for so long, but like you say, China back knocking on the doors of Vietnam.
Oh, Bronze. He's able to use his ultimate to try and get away, but 9AK doesn't want him to stay. Looking to charge on forward. Bronze still able to pull off the dash. He's brought actually 3 members of China. This does give Vietnam some breathing room.
Oh my
Bronze
God.
5, all right, that's enough. China says, we've had enough fun, you're done.
He was an inch away from being outside the radius of those bracelets. If he dodges that, he survives. He's so good. Absolutely, the takeaway for Vietnam should be you have a nuts player in the form of Bronze 5.
And he wasn't on our radar, TJ, when this tournament started. This has been kind of him demonstrating on the world stage that he can perform. The rest of the team, though, needs to follow up because now they are sitting 11,000 gold behind. It's 1,000 gold per minute for China. Chainhammer coming on out, just looking to zone off the side of Vietnam. The dive comes on through. Polo gets taken on down. Yichen will get the kill credit. Bronze 5 trying his best, but he will fall. One minion survives. China looking to lock their ticket into the semi-final. Vietnam, they are able to interrupt the minion wave. Meng Ji is able to get across the wall. The core will stand, but all it takes is one more fight.
Yamate saved that game, diving into the midst of it, popping his ultimate just to knock everybody back and slow it down.
TF wants to go for a play. Yamate charges on in, but the bracelets come back out. Knockup is there, and look at Nanwan
Minions
toward the
core.
tide. The core is exposed. Blake has to back off. China still pressing forward. Now the second tower and bot lane will fall.
That's the power of split push. Minions from top, minions from bot simultaneously. They have both towers down. Now, all they need to do, reset, get your HP back up, and go for the game end.
13,000 gold ahead. Yichen also going to pick up the
Watch how
Abyssal
quickly
Dragon.
he kills this dragon.
Oh, he's even using his
It's gonna be
ultimate.
insane.
Just how fast that goes down.
Boom.
Touch
And it's
of a
gone.
button.
I love that from the late game Fennec. Many people, I think, are kind of sleeping on his damage. You shouldn't be after this.
No, especially when he is literally double his opponent's gold when it comes to roll in the jungle. 14 kills for China, 5 Abyssal Dragons. The amount of map control they have exerted here in Game 4, showing Vietnam that Game 3 was a mistake.
And you can also look at the gold difference. Vietnam's so far behind across the board. That's just how much they've been shut out of the jungle throughout the game. That's what we said they needed to change. That's what they did change in the final game that we just saw played. Unfortunately, it's not looking any better.
Bronze 5 tries to interrupt this push from China, but they are still sieging on in. Final tower in the base will fall off this minion wave. Now the core remains. China just the core away from locking their ticket into the semi-final next weekend. Vietnam, with their dying breath, have to hold on. Bronze 5's gonna try just that, but China does not even care. The cores is theirs, and that's gonna be the series 3-1 to China.
A desperate last stand, but Vietnam fall, and the Chinese team is into the Chinese theater. It could be an absolute stomp because those are two teams that we've been looking for, China and Korea. Many people have them both highlighted as major contenders, and I think the two of us have seen why in both cases.
We now know our final 4 teams going into next weekend, TJ. For China, unfortunately, the perfect tournament no longer a possibility.
Nicely done by Vietnam. You can't highlight it enough. They played exceptionally well in that Game 3. That was a game that I don't think it's fair enough to say that it was simply a pickup because China made a mistake. We've seen games like that. Upsets that primarily come from a mistake. That wasn't it. That was a game that was delivered because Vietnam outplayed their opponents.
And you can see here as we look at the post-game stats, it's going to be 17-2 in the kill total for China. But I want to see this damage from Yichen on the Fennec because he was farming up a storm. Nanwan actually being the key one here, sitting at 38% still though. And like we look here, yeah, the Preta, sure you did all that damage from Blake. But honestly, I felt like the rest of the team just didn't do enough damage for that to matter.
No, I don't think they did. Blake did very well, and you could see even at the game end, he's still at a decent level. He was at level 14, I think, by the end, which is not very far behind where China was. Unfortunately, if it's only your mage contesting, if it's only your mage keeping it close, you oftentimes don't have this setup for his follow-up. That's one of the reasons I was a little bit concerned about the swap over to Preta. Because when you look at Crixie, one of the big things Crixie can do is the knock-up, the combo with Mischief and Nature's Wrath. And unfortunately, Praetor doesn't have that power. He also lacks a ton of the zoning potential that you see from a character like Crixie, because Crixie has Moonfall, a big AoE ultimate. The second that comes through, you need to retreat, you need to run, you need to avoid the major damage. And Praetor, well, he suffers in that space.
You see there, China, final push was almost there. Vietnam were able to hold, but they lost everything else in their base. And then finally China were able to push on through. Their post-game breakdown, 17-2 and 33. The teamwork here from China showing domination in their final game of the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I mean, game 1 was perfect, game 2 was not. Game 3 goes to Vietnam. We cannot highlight that enough, I think. This was not Korea VNA.
No, this was Vietnam actually putting up a fight, it would seem. And I think if you take anything...
minor shade.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not saying anything about...
It's all right. The NA team's already in the shade because they're back in the hotel.
Oh, dude. Actually, I heard they went out